Hi, my name is Thais Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why the dismissive avoidant attachment style acts so cold after a breakup, and what's really going on, and how to really understand what's going on beneath the surface of this individual. Before I dive in, I want to let you know super quick, we have our last few seats for our Integrated Attachment Theory certification course. It's a live course that I teach. We also have a recorded version if you can't make the live dates. It's also available, but it is a certification to become a certified relationship coach in Integrated Attachment Theory, either helping individuals heal their attachment style or working with couples through their attachment style challenges. And you'll learn things like working through core wounds, principles of reprogramming the subconscious mind, how to communicate through problems, how to set boundaries, how to understand needs of each other, how to recognize individuals' attachment styles in a very short period of time, and how to break through different things specifically at the subconscious level. It comes with over 35 hours of training, 8 weeks of live training and 3.5-hour sessions, followed by 3 months of follow-up webinars, including in that entire program, tips and tools for strategies to build your business, how to build funnels out, how to drive traffic and clients so that you can work from home, set your own hours, have freedom and flexibility, and feel like you're doing something that's contributing and making you feel fulfilled. So if you want to check that out or learn more about it, you can click the link in the description box below. And let's get into this topic for right now. So why does the dismissive avoidant actually act so cold after a breakup? Well, number one, because they're terrified of vulnerability. And usually they associate that, oh my goodness, I've been vulnerable to you and now you've hurt me. And so now I really can't trust you. And my trust has been broken. So now I'm going to shut down even further as a strategy subconsciously to cope. Now, another thing that happens a lot of the time is that the dismissive avoidant becomes very afraid to show any weaknesses, right? And vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is strength. If you think about it for a moment, it takes a tremendous amount of strength to be vulnerable in today's society when there's so much judgment and just so many things happening from the perspective of like the media and everything that goes on. So it takes courage and strength to open up. However, dismissive avoidants usually have a program that says, well, if I do open up, I'm only going to get hurt and I'm only going to feel weak. So I must be weak if I open up. And so they perceive it as a weakness at the level of the subconscious mind. Even if their conscious mind knows, their subconscious mind usually doesn't know any differently. Now, this is the really important one. Okay. This is number 3. The dismissive avoidant, as a strategy to cope themselves, dismisses their own feelings. Okay. They push down their feelings. They compartmentalize, they repress their feelings. That's their major coping mechanism. So if they are doing that, they're not going to have room to take into consideration your feelings. They're not going to have room to try to emotionally bond with you. They're like so busy trying to push their feelings away. They don't want to connect with you. And you're the person that catalyzes those feelings coming back up that they're trying so hard to repress. So the more they can keep you at arm's length and shut you out and shut the ideas of you down, the safer they feel, the better they feel, the more soothed they feel through the mechanisms that they've learned to use at a subconscious level to adapt. And so what happens is, as a strategy to feel okay, they try to push all their feelings about you down and try to push you as far away as possible so you can't bring any of them up. And this is really what it's revolving around. Now, of course, we still have the fear of weakness or vulnerability or these sorts of things, but these are the major dynamics that are happening. And there can other honorable mentions here, like sometimes dismissive avoidants will be afraid to give their power away. If they feel like you've hurt them, they can kind of go into a bit of internal power struggle and not want to show care anymore because they think like, you've hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. And there can be a certain degree of spitefulness that's existing at a subconscious level, but a lot of it's just, you've hurt me and I don't trust you right now. So why would I want to make myself vulnerable to you and have all my worst fears come up only to not trust that you won't take care of those things that I'm doing, like that you won't take care of my vulnerability. And the last thing I want to mention in here, sort of like point number 5, is when dismissive avoidants really go into soothing, they tend to like hyper focus their attention inwards on their internal self. And sometimes it's like their internal feelings and pushing them down. Sometimes it's like their internal self and just focusing on their own space so that in that space they can soothe through their creature comforts, things like binge watching television or playing video games or whatever it might be that they usually rely on to cope. But usually what's going to happen is they really focus on like that time and space to themselves to create that space to then bring in their coping mechanisms that they do use besides just repression, which is also those creature comforts that I just mentioned. So you'll see those be like some of the major themes. There are other things that can take place, but those are the major ones to pay attention to. And I think sometimes when you're in a romantic relationship with dismissive avoidant and you go through a breakup, it's easy to really personalize, like, oh my gosh, they're so cold. They must have never cared. They must have never really loved me. They must have never really, wanted to spend time with me anyways. Usually the more somebody's shutting down, the more they're just trying to hang on by their fingernails, right? They're just trying to cope and just keep it together and just, so stay away. I need you to stay away because I don't want to feel anything. And they're trying so hard to stay in that space of not feeling. And sometimes it can even represent like how much they cared, if anything, because of how much they're trying to just hang on and cope. And so it's really important to keep this in mind so that you don't personalize. And also, if you are the dismissive avoidant watching this, knowing what's going on within your internal world so you can actually make space to process your emotions, work through these things rather than just repressing them, because it doesn't do that much for you long term. Usually those repressed feelings then bleed into future relationships, and future fears get compounded, and future core wounds come out more strongly, and all these different things. So it's worth understanding and also being able to dig into. And if you want to do a deeper dive into some of those courses, you can check out the Dismissive Avoidant Reprogramming course or the How to Heal from a Breakup course if you're going through one. And you can check those both out for 7 days for free by clicking on the link below that says the Personal Development School 7-day free trial. Or if you want to check out the Attachment Theory Certification and Training Program live with me, I would love for you to be there. And you can check that out as well by clicking the link below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.